What's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today I'm down at Carolina Auto Direct and we're going to take a look at their 2021 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 High Country. Huge shout out to them for providing this truck for me today. Make sure you guys check out their website. I'll have that link down in the description below. But the truck that you see behind me is finished off in black and it has an asking price right around $70,000. But we're going to start off today's review with what powers this Silverado. Up underneath the hood, you'll find the 3-liter turbo diesel inline 6-cylinder engine paired with the 10-speed automatic transmission. This pumps out 277 horsepower around 3,700 RPM and 460 pound-feet of torque around 1,500 RPM. This truck is rear-wheel drive with the 4-wheel drive system, weighs in right around 4,800 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in 7 seconds. Its quarter-mile time was tested at just over 90 miles an hour, and it has a fuel capacity of 24 gallons, so you can expect to see around 23 miles per gallon in the city and 33 out on the highway. This has a wheelbase of 147.4 inches. Its overall length is 231.7. It has a width of 81.2, a height of 75.4, and its ground clearance measures in just over 8 inches. As we work our way to the exterior now for the Silverado, I'm going to start off with the LED headlights. We have the LED DRL and the turn signals in the lower section. It's really nice how Chevrolet has incorporated all of this together, and it just gives it a really nice design. So of course we have the LED headlights with a really nice thin strip. You'll also notice the DRL surrounding this bodywork, and we have the chrome grille that splits off around the DRL and this bodywork. So it's really nice how that flows together. You'll see it's finished off in chrome. We have the High Country logo on one side, and that runs right through the middle of the grille, where this also has some really nice brushed gold trim pieces running throughout the grille just to give it that upscale look. This also has a forward-facing camera to help better improve with visibility. We have all the parking sensors in the lower section of the bumper, where you'll also see more chrome trim. It surrounds the tow hooks along with the fog lights, and the bodywork on the sides of the bumper actually have a functional air inlet. So this will help better improve with aerodynamics, so all of the air can get channeled right through those and go around the front of this truck. And then last up for the hood, you can see all of the bulges running throughout it, along with the Duramax badge. Just gives it an aggressive front end look. As we work our way to the side profile now for the Silverado, I'm going to start off with these wheels. So we have a really nice set of 22-inch wheels with a 10-spoke design, and the finish matches nicely with this exterior black. It also complements the badges nicely as well. So we have High Country on the front quarter panel, along with Duramax up on the hood. This model also has the body-colored side mirrors. You can see the spotlight in the front, along with a camera underneath each one, and I'll show that camera system later on in today's video. This truck also has a sunroof. You'll see there's more chrome trim surrounding the windows. It's also on the door handles, and it extends down the side of the running boards, which are power operated. So being a pretty big truck, you need an easy way to enter and exit. And of course they will close back up when you shut the door, giving it a very clean look. There's actually a button on the back side. You can use that with your foot, and it will extend the running board all the way back to this rear tire, giving you a step to gain access to the bed. So if you have any items you have to grab, this makes it very convenient to do. All you have to do is push on that button in the back, and they will automatically go all the way back. You'll also notice there's very nice lines that run down the side profile as well. So we have one in the quarter panel that starts at the headlight. It goes up underneath the mirrors and goes back up above the door handles. Really nice lines in the lower section of the door, and you can see the fender flares both in the front and the rear to give it a great design. And last up for the Silverado, you can see the backup camera up in the top section of the tailgate. All of these sensors are in the body colored section of this bumper. You'll also notice the Chevy badge right in the center, along with High Country and Silverado. This truck also has these side steps, so it makes it very easy to enter and exit the bed or grab any items that you may have back there. This also has the LED taillights, which have a really nice design to them. And this also has a towing capacity up to around 11,000 pounds with a payload capacity just over 2,000 pounds. And then finishing up in the lower section of the bumper here, you'll see the dual exhaust finished off in the chrome tips. Before we take a look at the interior, if I lock the truck and hold this button on the lower left, this does have remote start, which is a really nice feature. If you do need to shut the truck off for whatever reason, you can hold that button as well. And now with the truck locked and the key in my pocket, all I have to do is push this button on the back side of the door handle, and we can go ahead and open this up. You'll see the running boards deploy as well. But now as we take a look at this door panel, you'll see really nice black leather on the armrest. It's also on the insert just above that. We have the release handle along with lock and unlock and all of the memory seating adjustments. You can also see the side mirror controls along with the window controls. Really nice trim piece surrounding the grab handle along with a chrome trim piece just underneath that. This truck also has the Bose audio sound system, and you can see there's a good amount of storage space in the lower section of the door. And then as we work our way to the interior, you can see High Country down on the door sill. And now we can move on to these black leather seats. You'll see High Country up in the headrest, really nice stitching running down the headrest and the bolsters. You'll also see it has a really nice insert to it. These seats are heated and ventilated. And then down on the side, we have all of the automatic controls. And now that we're inside with my foot on the brake, it's time to start it up. And then looking at this gauge cluster, you'll see the tach on the left side, the miles per hour is on the right side, and then there's some fixed information running across the top, like your fuel gauge, battery voltage, and some other information. And then just below that, you can see the small LCD screen where you can use these controls on the right side of the steering wheel to go through all of this information. So right now you can see the fuel level. If I scroll up, you can look at a percentage for that. You can also look at your fuel economy. You have your brake pad life along with air filter life, TPMS, and some other information that you can scroll through. So it's really nice to see all of that information. You can also scroll over to your music, pull up the navigation when that is on and running. You can also look at your phone. There's settings that you can go into, so you can go through all of this information and set it up the way that you would like to. And if I scroll all the way to the left, we can go into the information that I was just on. And then the last one is home, where you can see your miles per hour, along with the speed limit sign and your fuel gauge just underneath that. And then as we work our way to the steering wheel, you'll see it's completely covered in solid leather. We have more of that gold trim surrounding it, so it matches well with that exterior that I showed on the grille. Over on the right side, there's also the Bluetooth and voice commands. And then on the left side, you can see all the cruise control settings along with the heated steering wheel control. And then as we work our way to the left side, you'll see the electronic parking brake. We have all the headlight controls along with a bed light, dimmer switches for the gauges. And then right above that is all the four-wheel drive selectors. And then we have the different driving modes using this. So if I turn it to the right, you'll see normal, sport, and off-road. And then you can also hold it to the left to turn on the trailer mode. So it's really nice to have that. If you're inexperienced with a trailer, you can definitely use this system to help you out, especially when backing up. As we work our way to the center, you'll see a little bit of storage space up in the top section. It's actually a pretty deep compartment, so you can put some larger items there if you'd like to. And then right in the middle, we have the 8-inch touchscreen system. So right now we are on the home screen where you can see audio, phone, navigation. This truck also has Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. You can swipe over and go into the trailering system. So when you have that on, you can go through all of this information. If I click on the home button in the lower left, we can go back to this screen here where you can look at some more information. We also have the radio and phone when those are paired, along with the navigation when that is on and running. You'll also notice a few shortcuts for all of that information down below, so you can quickly get to them, like the climate controls, for example, and you can adjust the temperature, fan speed, where you'd like the air to go, and all of that information. And then if I put the truck into reverse using the column-mounted shifter, you'll see the backup camera up here with the top-down view over on the left side. And we have a lot of different angles that we can go through, so you pretty much have no blind spots around this entire truck. You can see those cameras on the side mirrors like I mentioned earlier, along with that view there. And then I can also go to the cargo bed, so you can look at the bed if there's any items you want to keep track of there. And then you can also look straight down at the hitch, so when you are backing up, you can see all of that. If I put the truck into drive now, we can push on this button here, and now we can look at the forward-facing camera. So you can see this angle along with the guidelines, so if you're pulling into a spot, you can get that angle too. And you can also look at the front wheels with the side cameras. So it's really nice how you can see around this entire vehicle. It gives you a lot of great visibility. And you can also see more of that brushed gold running around it just to tie it in nicely. You'll also notice power and volume for the radios on the left side. You can actually use this rotary dial too to go through all this information, and then just by clicking on it, that will enter what you'd like to go into. You can also see a few more buttons down below like home and back, and then tuning for the radio. And then as we work our way below that, we have all the physical buttons for the climates. So you have temperature for driver and passenger, fan speed right in the center, along with where you'd like the air to go and all of that information. So if you aren't on that screen up top, you can quickly get to those. You'll also notice the heated and ventilated seat controls for driver and passenger. And then there's a row of toggle switches below that. So we have the lane keeping assist, along with being able to turn on and off the parking sensors. There's also the engine start stop feature. You can open up the tailgate. We have the hazards and traction control. There's also power for the outlets throughout this truck. And then this last button over on the right side actually extends the running boards towards the bed. So if you need another side step, this makes it very convenient to get whatever you need in the bed. You'll also notice the trailer braking system along with a USB, USB-C. There's a 12-volt and a 3-prong outlet. And then there's a lot of storage space right in the center. There's a wireless charging port on the left side and a little bit of storage on the right side, 2 cup holders and a small compartment right in the middle. You'll also notice in the center armrest, there's another spot for your phone. There's a nice lip running around it. So whatever you place there won't slide around, so it makes it really nice to see. And then as we open this up, tons of room for whatever you need to place in here, along with some more outlets if you need to use them. And then as we work our way to the glove boxes over on the passenger side, you'll see there's a little bit of storage space in the upper one. And then we have the traditional glove box down below with plenty of room for all of those items you have to place there. We'll take one last look at these seats. And then as I mentioned earlier, this does have a sunroof, so I currently have that sunshade open. And then right in the middle, we have all of these sunroof controls, along with some garage door buttons. You can actually open and close the rear glass as well. You can see some safety buttons, and the dome lights are up here too. As we jump into the back seats now of the Silverado, I have plenty of space. At 5'10", I have the front seat set at my height, plenty of room for my feet and my knees, and the headliner actually dips up a good bit. So I have around 6 or 7 inches above my head, so you can be taller than me and still fit comfortably in the back, along with 2 other passengers. So that's really nice to see for a full-size truck like this. You'll also notice that these outer 2 seats are heated. So we have those controls right in the middle, along with 2 cup holders, 2 air vents. We have some auxiliary ports so you can charge electronics if you need to. You'll also notice there's a storage bin behind both front seats as well. And then if you don't have a center passenger, we have the armrest along with 2 more cup holders and a little bit of storage space in the middle. And you'll also notice too that there are cutouts in the backrest of both of these seats. So you can open up these compartments and quickly get to any items that you have stored in the back, which is really nice to see. And these back seat bottoms fold up too, making it very versatile for this back seat area. So if you don't have people in the back and you need a little bit more storage, you can flip up both of these seats. You'll also notice there's a divider right in the middle. So if you have smaller items, you don't want them to roll around, you can place them on one side or have larger items on the other. So it makes it very convenient. And as we work our way to this multi-flex tailgate, there's a lot that we can do with this tailgate. So we have 2 electronic buttons up on the top. If I push the one on the very top, that will fold down the upper section. So you have a nice flat surface here. If you need to rest any items or work on smaller items, you can flip this down, which makes it very convenient. If you push on the bottom button, the whole tailgate will fold down just like a normal tailgate would. And you have the surface area here a little bit lower. If you push on the top button now, that will actually extend this top section of the tailgate, and now we have a step making it easy to enter and exit. You can also pull on this handle here and lock it into place. So if you're using this as a work truck, it makes it very easy to gain access to the bed, especially if you're getting in it multiple times a day. And you'll also notice too that this truck has a spray and bed liner, making it very durable. There's tie down hooks in all 4 corners, along with some interior lights and a 3-prong outlet if you need to use that. And then all you have to do to fold everything up is pull on that latch. We can close this step, bring this back up, and the tailgate is very lightweight, making it very easy to close. All right, so getting this 2021 Chevrolet Silverado out on the road now, I've actually had some personal experience with using these as tow vehicles, especially with this turbo diesel engine. It makes it very effortless. It's almost like there's nothing being towed behind the truck, and I love it. If you're using this as a work truck and you're towing all the time, I highly recommend this over the gasoline version just because of the pound-feet of torque that it has. It has a lot of torque to get the truck up and moving, and it makes it very easy depending on what you're towing. I've towed around 7,000 to 8,000 pounds and you can almost not feel it. So it's really nice in that aspect, being a full-size truck, having the turbo diesel engine, and you can still get pretty good gas mileage at the same time. But aside from that, driving it with nothing on the back, it's a very nice, comfortable ride. It's a full-size truck. You can pack this with a lot of things if you have a lot of storage items, or you even have full-size adults that you need to put in the back. If you're using this to go from job site to job site or anything like that, it's very spacious on the interior. We have a lot of hidden compartments. There's even some storage bins on both sides that I didn't show earlier. So if you need to put any items down there, it's just like having the door panel here, just on the opposite side. So it makes it very convenient to put items there. But it's a great truck. It's driving incredibly well. It's very smooth. It's not loud on the inside, so you can barely hear the road noise, wind noise, anything like that. It's a very comfortable vehicle if you're going to be using this every single day, and that's what you want in a pickup truck. If you need that versatility, you're putting items in the bed, you're hauling trailers, anything like that, you want a comfortable vehicle, especially if you're putting a lot of seat time in this. Very comfortable. I have the ventilated seats on at the moment, and that's adding to the comfort. It's a very hot day out, so especially with creature comforts like that, makes it very nice to be able to drive this truck, again, if you're using this every single day. But I love everything about this truck. Very easy to use this center screen. It doesn't have a whole lot of information on it, but it's all the usable information that you need. Navigation, Apple CarPlay, all of that stuff. And then talking about the turning radius real quick as we do a UE. Pretty good for a big truck like this, but we'll give it a little bit of gas now. Not doing anything crazy. And with all of that torque, we're up to the speed limit just like that, not even quarter throttle. So it's a pretty quick truck, but again, all that power is mainly used for towing. I also forgot to mention too, there are some hands-free controls on the backside of the steering wheel. Those are just for your radio and changing the stations, which is really nice to have them placed there. But aside from that, visibility is really good. Pickup trucks really don't have any blind spots, so I can look over my left shoulder, look over my right shoulder. And of course, we have that 3D camera system that I showed earlier, which pretty much gives you full visibility of this truck. So if you're backing into parking spaces, you're using your trailer and using the stile over on the left side, you basically don't need a spotter. You can see around this entire truck, which is something that's awesome for a full-size truck like this. But I think that's gonna wrap it up for my walk-around review and test drive, getting behind the wheel of this 2021 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 with the High Country trim. Once again, huge shout out to Carolina Auto Direct for providing this truck for me today. Make sure you guys check out their website. They have a ton of 2021 models, so definitely check them out. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up and consider smashing that subscribe button if you'd like to stay up to date on our daily uploads. And I'll see you in the next video.